Hey everyone, this is Matt from End Sickness. Today I'm going to talk about using high doses of Bifidobacterium for autism and other neurobehavioral disorders. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. It's based on my personal experiences for informational and educational purposes only. So why would you want to use Bifidobacterium for autism and things that have like neurobehavioral disorders? Well, in my experience, this could be really helpful. I personally had mast cell activation, I had chronic intrusive thoughts, I had hyperactivity, etc. And when I took high doses of Bifidobacterium, it was like the light switch went on. It was like, oh my God, my brain started to function normally. I looked further into it, realized that Bifidobacterium can calm down the mast cells. It actually can increase GABA, can increase serotonin, can break down histamine, can modulate the immune system, can really do tons of things that are big problems, and like kids who have autism and people who have mental health conditions. So if you have issues that are autistic-like or on the spectrum, you might want to consider the possibility of this based on my experiences. You know, I've ran into a couple clients that had, children and adults that were both on the spectrum, and they took high doses of Bifidobacterium and said there were significant differences in the child. And I'm talking about 6 to 12 capsules a day. And the one particular type of Bifidobacterium that I found that was most helpful was by Seeking Health. It is a probiotic that has only Bifidobacterium in it. It's called Probiota Bifido, okay? Probiota Bifido. And this is the only product I found on the market that is really helpful. Unfortunately, it's really expensive. You know, 60 capsules runs you, $40 or so. But in my experience, it's well worth the money, and it's the only thing out there, the only product out there that has Bifidobacterium only in it. It has the Bifidobacterium long amongst with 10 other Bifidobacterium strains. So how would this really help? Okay, well, we talked about how it affects their neurotransmitters, we talked about how it affects the mast cells, etc. But also, when you take a large amount of Bifidobacterium, there is an immune response that your body has. It's kind of like a shock response. Like all of a sudden, your body's exposed to tons of this live active bacteria. And what happens is there's a calming of the inflammatory pathways, the NFKB pathway, the TNF, the COX2 pathways. These pathways are responsible for inflammatory messaging. And if you take a large amount of Bifidobacterium, these pathways will sometimes shut off or modulate. And this is critical in someone that has autism or has behavioral disorders. The NFKB pathway, these things are all critical to behavior. So if you want to be able to try this, I personally would try it on an empty stomach. I would do personally something like 6 capsules to start, empty stomach, first thing in the morning. If that didn't see something different, I would try 12. Empty stomach first thing in the morning. I would do it something like 5-6 days a week. If you see big differences, like some of the clients I've worked with, then stick with it. Just stick with it. It's going to cost a lot of money, but anything is worth it when you're dealing with health issues for your child or for yourself that have been just so difficult for so long. So give it a shot. High dose Bifidobacterium. Once again, this is just based on my experiences. I'm not recommending you go do this. I'm just saying that this helped me a lot. It's helped clients of mine, adults and children. And look into the studies behind Bifidobacterium. They have a lot of promise for people who have chronic illnesses, neurobehavioral disorders, chronic inflammation, mast cell issues. And in the end, autism is mostly driven by mast cell activation. So anything that calms down the mast cells is going to be a good choice in the long run, in my experience. Thanks for watching. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos on there teaching you how to heal yourself. Take care.